From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Tuesday morning. We're still tracking the two fires within the viewing area. We'll go ahead and get right into it, starting off with the Swat Creek fire burning 2 miles to the north of Lauderdale Junction. We have not gotten an update on acreage or containment in 6 days at this point. So we'll see. We'll hold on to this thing for a couple more days, but we're eventually just going to have to move on. Then for the Williams Mine fire, we are getting updated information from this one now. Remember, yesterday the containment was at 37%. Now it's up to 41%. So we continue to trend in the right direction. And these cooler temperatures definitely helping out with that effort as we have temperatures in the 30s and 40s for this morning. So all of us want to bundle up as you're headed out the front door. Here's the bottom line for the forecast moving forward. Keeping it pretty dry up until Friday. We do have some little shower chances then, keeping things pretty seasonal for the next 7 days, although we will trend a little bit warmer next week and the breezes will pick up for today and tomorrow. Speaking up today, I'll time out the rest of today's forecast with that hour by hour forecast, and that's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, incredible video of what happens when a Tesla encounters a little salt water. People able to escape the home with their lives, but little else. A major roadway in Pasco now under construction. How long drivers will be expected to encounter yet another slowdown with road construction. And Hurricane Helene may be over, but the aftermath will take months, even years. How people from our region are doing what they can to help on the East Coast. All that and more coming up.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Riley Fitzgerald in for Jessica this morning. As the death toll rises from Hurricane Helene, the Red Cross of Oregon and Washington have both sent dozens of volunteers to help. Victoria Fiedler is a Red Cross volunteer from Sela. She's been deployed in the role of disaster mental health manager and traveled to areas hit hard by Hurricane Helene. She's currently in Macon, Georgia, offering help with emotional support and mental health support. Victoria will stay on to help for another 2 to 3 weeks before returning home. The search continues for 88-year-old Charlie Martin, who was last seen on September 24th. Martin has dementia and left home early last week. Search teams are using drones, dogs, and off-road vehicles. The man's family is also on the scene. The search zone is a popular hunting area near Ellensburg. Police are now asking any hunters who might have motion-sensitive game cameras in this area to check their photo feed or cameras for any sign of the man. While his vehicle was last found near Ellensburg, he hasn't been seen since the end of September. A church in Pasco catches on fire early yesterday afternoon. It happened around 1 p.m. on Court and 13th. Firefighters say they were able to get a handle on things quickly. A portion of Court Street was blocked off during the lunchtime rush hour. A number of units responded. The fire was towards the back of the building. No one was hurt, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation. The city of Pasco wants you to know about a construction project which has closed down a section of Road 68. Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen tells us what this project is for.
According to the city of Pasco, the road right behind me will help reduce delays as the city of Pasco looks to help improve the area. A portion of Road 68 will be temporarily closed. Kent McHugh, the construction manager for the city of Pasco, says they've made a temporary gravel road to help with traffic flow. McHugh says this project has been in the works for a year.
So this is a development project for the Columbia Basin Health Studio that's going there on the east side of Road 68 in between Three Rivers Drive and Santa Fe Parkway.
The temporary gravel road will help cut down on delays while a contractor completes improvements in the area. The partial detour is expected to last through October 4th. Drivers are encouraged to pay attention to posted signs and also plan for longer commutes. In Pasco, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
And we're following up on the unknown upper respiratory virus that temporarily closed the Tri-Cities Animal Shelter late last week. Shelter officials say the dogs The dog areas have seen a big improvement with treatment. They have carefully separated the dogs who are still showing mild symptoms from those who have fully recovered. And over the weekend, they were able to reopen to the public for dog viewing. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. How long will it take to get some communities put back together? And Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest will be back in just a moment.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to beat their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Thank you for making Apple Valley News Now's Good Morning Northwest and ABC's Good Morning America the most watched morning news on local TV.
Now that's good.
What's new, what's now, and what's next, plus first alert weather every 10 minutes. Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
I had an emergency dental procedure.
Oh, do you develop a little whistle?
Next live, Paul Reiser and director Barry Sonnenfeld.
Hey there, sweetie pie.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
The holidays are fast approaching, and so are your holiday guests. It's time to get your home ready for the season and save big during the pre-holiday sale at Furniture Row. And with everything on sale store-wide, you can make your dining room a showstopper, entertain a crowd with comfort, and update your guest room in style, or get 48 months no interest. It's the perfect time to prep your home for frivolity during the pre-holiday sale, on now at Furniture Row.
Harris Walls, Trump Vance. Now tonight, with just weeks to go until Election Day, the vice presidential candidates face each other and face off. Tim Walz, J.D. Vance, the vice presidential debate. The night starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, live with the ABC News event special, The Race for the White House, with David Muir and the ABC News Powerhouse political team. Tonight, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC.
You tell lies, you gamble, and yet you never seem to pay a price for any of it.
When you're cute like me, rules are just a little different.
He's the funniest young genius around.
People talk about me behind my back, but it's about how smart I am.
Young Sheldon, tonight at 11:05 on Apple Valley News Now.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to beat their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Tonight, with just weeks to go until Election Day, watch the vice presidential debate live on ABC. The night starts with the ABC News special, The Race for the White House, with David Muir and the ABC News political team. Tonight on ABC.
Apple Valley News Now, the official television home of the Seattle Kraken. From Apple Valley News Now, first alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is a little bit warmer compared to yesterday morning, not by much though, as we're seeing temperatures in the 30s and 40s in Kittitas County. Also a mixture of 30s and 40s in the Yakima Valley, and we're pretty close to 40 degrees in the lower Columbia Basin, 39 degrees in the Tri-Cities, and then we're also seeing 40s, a little bit warmer in the Blue Foothills with mid to upper 40s, and then 20s and 30s in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Here's your day planner for today. By 8 in the morning, these cities on this graphic are going to be in the low to mid 40s. Obviously, it's always a little bit warmer in the morning in Walla Walla, but by lunchtime, should feel pretty nice out there, mid 60s, plenty of sunshine, and then it'll feel excellent by the time we get to the peak of daytime heating, as we'll have mid to upper 70s with, you guessed it, plenty of sunshine. So to break that down in terms of the suggested wardrobe for today for the Tri-Cities, I'd go with a heavy jacket for this morning, just a medium to light jacket for the mid to late morning hours, and then just t-shirt weather by the time we get to the peak of daytime heating. So for today, we'll be a few degrees above average for this time of the year with plenty of sunshine. The breezes are definitely going to be more of a factor for today as opposed to yesterday, and we are tracking a very small shower chance for this evening for the Cascades, although there is a non-zero chance that some of that could get down into the valleys. So I'll talk about that. Also, I'll talk about a more widespread chance for showers into Friday. So that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. The death toll of Hurricane Helene rising, hundreds of people are unaccounted for. Andrew Dimbert says it's possible some areas could be without clean water for months.
This morning, Hurricane Helene now ranks among the deadliest storms to hit the U.S. in modern history, with more than 130 deaths now confirmed in 6 states.
This is a massive, coordinated effort to help this area, both in the short term and in the long term.
As of last night, more than 600 people were unaccounted for in Buncombe County, North Carolina, where communications have been down and roads are impassable. Main roads into Asheville were washed away or blocked by mudslides. The city's water system also badly damaged. This group of realtors is collecting water for the community.
We just felt like we needed to do something. When I woke up on Saturday morning, I still had power. I still had my family. I knew where they were, and other people can't say that.
North Carolina's governor says FEMA has delivered 1 million liters of water and 600,000 meals. Helene hit Florida's Gulf Coast last week as a Category 4 hurricane, moving through Georgia, the Carolinas, and Tennessee, where the ground was already saturated from days of rain. National Guards members from at least 8 states, as far away as Iowa and Connecticut, have been deployed to North Carolina to help in the response and recovery effort. In neighboring Tennessee, a plastics manufacturer says several workers went missing or died in the flooding. These images circulating online were reportedly taken from an employee who survived by escaping in the back of a tractor trailer. Families are now demanding answers, claiming workers were told not to leave as the floodwater rose. The company says most employees left immediately, but some remained at the facility or nearby for an unknown reason, adding, at no time were employees told that they would be fired if they left the facility. For employees who were non-English speaking, bilingual employees delivered the message. President Biden is expected to visit North Carolina tomorrow. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Hurricane Helene brought more than water and wind damage to one Florida home. Nest video shows the moment a Tesla burst into flames while in the family garage. The Tesla Model X Plaid was parked in the garage during Hurricane Helene. The owner says it was not plugged in and it was elevated 6 inches off the ground to avoid the water. Experts urge electric vehicles to exposed to salt water to move them at least 50 feet away from their homes, otherwise they could catch on fire. The home was destroyed, but all 9 people made it out okay. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, he was a controversial player in baseball, but his contributions, one could argue, still stand today. The life and legacy of Pete Rose.
SoCal Tower, it's some kind of insect. That's a beast. Oh, no!
That plane's coming right at us.
Mayday! Mayday!
Thursday, brace yourself. The riveting 911 3-part season premiere event continues.
Athena's on that flight, isn't she?
She's flying it.
Of course she is.
Hold on! 911, the 3-part season premiere event continues Thursday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Apple Valley News Now is home to top shows from ABC, like Grey's Anatomy, 911, and Abbott Elementary. And we're home to the #1 news on television, ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, plus award-winning local news, including the First Alert Weather Team. And we lead the way in sports with NFL Monday Night Football, college football, including the SEC, and just added the Seattle Kraken. We're Apple Valley News Now, proudly serving South Central Washington and Northern Oregon on your side.
Recently, Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather forecast weekend thunderstorms.
But some viewers told us that their phone app predicted sunshine.
Well, the apps were wrong.
Trust Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather.
Always on your side.
Early detection is key to beating breast cancer. Regularly check yourself and get a mammogram at least once each year. There's more at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Prosser Memorial Health, now scheduling mammograms with your health and safety in mind. This is how we care.
It's the fall savings event at Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds and Sunnyside Shed Company. Get 10% off custom buildings and mention this ad to get an additional $250 in free options. That's right. From now until the end of the month, get 20% off all our in-stock inventory. We offer free and fast delivery, and we're committed to unbeatable quality and service. Come visit Columbia Basin Building and Sheds and Sunnyside Shed Company for the best deals of the season.
Who's ready to heal with load? I'm gonna sue you.
Your lawyers know where to find me.
Prosser Memorial Health reminds you, watch Grey's Anatomy Thursdays. Prosser Memorial Health, this is how we care.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too. I am in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be here.
Aren't you just a spoonful of sugar?
Young Sheldon, tonight at 11:05. Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now you're taking a live look at the Yakima skyline. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. Temperatures this morning in the 30s and 40s, including 36 in Yakima, 39 in the Tri-Cities. So all of us need to bundle up as you're walking out the front door. A little bit later today will be warmer compared to yesterday. Will be a few degrees above average for this time of the year, so either ending up in the 70s or 80s. Plenty of sunshine for today, and the winds will be breezy, gusting between 20 to 30 miles per hour for the basin, for the Kittitas Valley, and also for the Cascades. Now for tonight, it's going to be interesting for tonight because we have these little shower chances into the evening for the Cascades. Maybe some of those could trickle down into the Kittitas or Yakima valleys, but I'm thinking that the mountains are going to hog most of this up. Other than that, it's going to be a little bit milder for tonight as we'll have temperatures in the 40s and 50s, and winds will be spreading, still gusting between 20 to 30 miles per hour, but this time for the Cascades, Kittitas Valley, Lower Columbia Basin, and we're adding the Blue Foothills into the mix as well. Will be cooler in the wake of this little impulse. That's what's bringing the shower chances for the Cascades, maybe to the valleys. But on the backside of that, cooler into Wednesday and Thursday, sub-seasonal, feeling more seasonal for Friday through Sunday, and we'll be back nearly to where we started here on Tuesdays. We'll be around 80 for next Monday. So overall, keeping things fairly seasonal for this next 7 days. Also, we're tracking this little shower chance for the Cascades, really for the entire viewing area on Friday, but it looks like the Cascades are going to reap most of the moisture. It's something we'll be tracking as we start to get more model data. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Near 80 for today, closer to 70 for Wednesday and Thursday, maybe returning to 80 again by Monday. And again, those small shower chances for Friday. For Yakima, near 80 for today, struggling to make it out of the 60s for Wednesday and Thursday, and then close to freezing on Wednesday night into Thursday morning. For Ellensburg, a bit breezy today and tomorrow, about 15 degrees cooler by tomorrow. Shower chance for Friday, then warming back up into the weekend. For Hermiston, close to 80 today, about 10 degrees cooler for Wednesday and Thursday, but back near 80 next week. Watching a small chance for wet weather on Friday. Then for Walla Walla, close to sunny and 75 for today, mid-60s for Wednesday and Thursday. A small shower chance for Friday, but dry and warmer for the weekend. Thank you, Josh. Baseball has lost a legend. The Major League's all-time hit record holder, Pete Rose, died at the age of 83. Andy Scholes has a look at his life and legacy.
On the field, Pete Rose did everything all out. His famous headfirst slides excited fans, earning him the nickname Charlie Hustle.
I played the way you're supposed to play. That's all I did. I played the game the way you're supposed to play the game.
During his 24 seasons in the majors, Rose collected 3 batting titles, was a 17-time All-Star at 5 different positions, won a Most Valuable Player award, and 3 World Series rings. But his most memorable achievement came in 1985 when he broke Ty Cobb's all-time hits record, and it's a record that still stands today. Rose retired in 1986 but remained manager of the Reds for 3 years. But in 1989, his storied career took a dramatic and shocking turn, one that tarnished his baseball reputation forever.
The odds finally caught up with Pete Rose, and Judgment Day arrived this morning. After 6 months of denials by him, delving by baseball, and delays through the courts, Pete Rose was banished from the game for life.
My whole life has been baseball, helping baseball. And I know I messed up in baseball. I got suspended from baseball, not for betting on baseball. I got suspended on baseball for hanging around with undesirables. Undesirables are bookmakers. Because in Cincinnati, when you wake up, you can't go make a bet unless you make an illegal bet. That was my problem.
Rose received a permanent ban from baseball after it was determined that he not only gambled on games while he played for and managed the Reds, but that he bet on his own team.
I'm not going to sit here and whine about the mistakes I made because I'm the one that was wrong. I'm the one that's paying the price. The most truthful thing I could ever sign is I'm sorry I've been on baseball.
In 1990, Rose also served 5 months in prison after pleading guilty to 2 charges of filing false income tax returns.
In this country, if you're penalized to do something and you do your sentence, go on with your life.
Though Rose's play on the field would have put him in the Baseball Hall of Fame decades ago, his off-field issues prevented that from happening. And having the game he loved taken from him was something Rose struggled with for the remainder of his life.
I can't answer why I've never been given a second chance. I don't know. But if I'm ever given a second chance, I won't need a third. I'll be the happiest guy in the world. And I believe baseball is a better sport if I'm in it. I believe that.
Pete Rose never reached his Hall of Fame dream, but he'll always be remembered as one of the game's best players. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, there are a lot of movie sequels hitting the theaters, but will they live up to the hype? We've got your October movie preview up next.
There was a time when you could get a complete meal for just $5, but you gotta go way back. Well, just a Tuesday. Yes, Tuesdays at A&W, single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. This all-time great deal is available Tuesdays only at A&W.
Thank you for making Apple Valley News Now's Good Morning Northwest and ABC's Good Morning America the most watched morning news on local TV.
Now that's good.
What's new, what's now, and what's next, plus first alert weather every 10 minutes. Apple Valley News Now, on your side. Apple Valley News Now is home to top shows from ABC, like Dancing with the Stars, The Golden Bachelorette, and the all-new High Potential. And we're home to the #1 news on television, ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, plus award-winning local news, including the First Alert Weather Team. And we lead the way in sports with NFL Monday Night Football, college football, including the SEC, and just added the Seattle Kraken. We're Apple Valley News Now, proudly serving South Central Washington and Northern Oregon, on your side. There's something new on Apple Valley News Now's Meet TV, the Seattle Kraken. With the Seattle Kraken, the action on the ice is nonstop. Every hit, every power play, every goal. Watch select Kraken games whole season on Meet TV.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored locally by Yakima Federal Savings and Loan. Checking, home loans, savings. Prosser Memorial Health, this is how we care. And Legends Casino Hotel, fun is how we roll.
Who's ready to heal with love? I'm gonna sue you.
Your lawyers know where to find me.
Prosser Memorial Health reminds you, watch Grey's Anatomy Thursdays. Prosser Memorial Health, this is how we care.
Irresistibly smooth milk chocolate from the Lindt Master Chocolatier. Lindor. Made to melt you. And now, discover a new non-dairy Lindor. Made with oat milk. Made to melt you.
KFC's fan favorite country fried steak is just $5.99 every Wednesday. It's a complete meal with your favorite sides. Best of all, it's just $5.99. Country fried steak, $5.99 Wednesdays only at KFC.
Hello there. Watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back. Sequels to Joker, Venom, and Smile are among movies heading to the theaters in October.
But are they going to live up to or possibly exceed expectations? Rick Damigella reports.
I got this sneaking suspicion that we're not giving the people what they want.
It's okay, baby. Let's give the people what they want.
The clown prince of crime is back, and he brought a friend in Joker Folie à Deux. Lady Gaga joins Joaquin Phoenix in the sequel to 2019's billion-dollar blockbuster. Joker and Harley Quinn take over theaters Friday.
I mean, we're 90 minutes of live television by a group of 20-year-olds who've never made anything.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night. But obviously it's not live because it's a movie. Saturday Night follows the run-up to the iconic television show's first episode. Following a limited opening, Saturday Night goes into wide release October 11th.
You okay? I keep seeing this face everywhere.
The vicious visage haunts a pop star embarking on a concert tour in Smile 2. Horror fans may be grinning from ear to ear when the sequel creeps into theaters October 18th.
We've come a long way, you and me.
Eddie Brock and his alien buddy are back in Venom: The Last Dance. The third movie in the franchise invades theaters October 25th. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
All right, a lot of sequels. Did you see any of the first ones to any of those? Not even the first.
No. I need to see. I've heard that the Joker movies with Joaquin Phoenix are pretty good. So that would be the one I would like dabble in if I did.
Yeah, gotta catch up on the first one and then see I saw the first Joker, I saw the first Venom. So I don't know if I'm not into like scary movies, so that Smile movie,
It makes me uneasy, which I think is the point, but
Totally.
I'd rather not be uneasy, at least not like that.
Exactly, exactly. Up next on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, a city in crisis and an in-depth report on the city of Mabton operating illegally without a city budget and leaving council members to look at the mayor for all the mismanagement. Plus a special donation to the Mid-Columbia Library System. We'll be right back with the next half hour right after this.
In today's Tech Bites, Verizon apologizing for a widespread outage. More than 100,000 users were affected early yesterday morning. Some people were left without cell phone service, many of them in major cities like New York, Chicago, and LA. But service has been restored. The FCC is now investigating. Next, a video game maker is suing Google and Samsung. According to Epic Games, Samsung's auto blocker prevents their games from being installed on Samsung devices unless the feature is disabled. Google has not commented on the lawsuit. Samsung says it conducts its operations fairly. Finally, a new smart front door that switches from clear to opaque with just a voice command. The Feather River door can be controlled through the Home Depot's HubSpace app or a button, or even set on a schedule. Which reminds me, when is a door not a door? When it's ajar. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce me.
Which you do you want to be today? At TJ Maxx, you can afford to turn your closet into a place of endless expression. With the quality you deserve, styles you crave, and prices you love.
I'm gonna do what I do.
Maxx, what makes you, you.
Do what I do.
When did I call Leaf Filter? When I saw my gutters overflowing onto my porch.
Leaf Filter is a permanent gutter solution, so you never have to worry about costly damage from clogged gutters again.
It's the easiest call you can make.
Call 833-LEAF-FILTER today or visit leaffilter.com.
Want a next level clean? Swish with the Whoa of Listerine. It kills 99.9% of bad breath germs for 5 times more cleaning power than brushing and flossing alone. Get a next level clean with Listerine. Feel the Whoa.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Us for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
So it's about that time of year to start putting the shorts away. I've been so cold coming into work and leaving work. So is that going to continue?
Yes, but we will be warmer today compared to yesterday. It looks like temperatures will rebound a little bit again into next week. But in between, we do have some cool, at least cool to chilly mornings, but the afternoons should be pretty comfortable. Taking a live dark look right now at the Columbia River. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. A little bit later today, just like with yesterday, this viewpoint will be filled with lots of sunshine and lots of green and blue views. Here's something green and blue, the temperature map for this morning as we are sitting in the 30s and 40s, so you'll likely need to bundle up this morning as you're headed out the front door. I would personally go with a heavy jacket. It's probably going to be light jacket stuff into the mid-morning, and then into the afternoon, it should be t-shirt weather as will be a few degrees above average for this time of the year. So for today, with that in mind, that means that high temperatures are going to end up in the mid to upper 70s for most spots, maybe flirting with 80 in some select locations, but plenty of sunshine. Will be a little bit breezy out there for today, so I'll have that zone by zone look at today's forecast, including some of those wind gusts, and also I'll touch on how today is the first day of the new water year. Remember, yesterday we talked about it being the last day of the last water year. I showed you those totals. I'll tell you what that means in terms of the numbers coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. A city in our own backyard operating illegally, without a budget, spending taxpayer money without oversight. A mayor clinging to power as citizens and council members fight back. It's an investigation by Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell that you'll only see here.
It's your meeting, council.
I know, but you need to just keep. You don't tell me you, Maria.
You don't be talking like that. Mobton City Council members gave Mayor Rachel Ruelas until September 24th to finally bring them a 2024 budget, or potentially face a court order compelling her to do so. She did bring them a budget, but not one that inspired confidence in council members.
So where is the ARPA funds included in this budget here?
The council pointing out missing information.
Why are we so upside down in the cemetery fund?
A $250,000 deficit.
There's no breakdown, no nothing that tells us what was budgeted in this year.
But the financial documents from the mayor show overspending in several areas. The city paying $19,000 so far this year instead of the $5,000 budgeted for Vision Tech services. For water operations and maintenance, paying almost $49,000 to Gray and Osborne Engineering, nearly 10 times the $5,000 budgeted. Spending $17,000 on professional services instead of the budgeted $5,000, and $19,000 in booster repairs. More than 6 times the $3,000 budgeted. Plus, only $500 budgeted for street repairs this year, but the city spent over $28,000 so far. The city spent over $17,000 in salaries for central services employees instead of the $9,500 budgeted. The mayor having the previous council retroactively approve a pay raise last year, but since it was never included in the budget, the city only set aside $8,400 for the mayor's salary. But the city's paid her nearly $6,000 more than that, a total of $14,375 so far this year.
We're already in the middle, so what we're just approving is what we've already done.
The mayor says this budget was done with the help of Vision, the company that provides the city's financial management software, but it was based on bank statements she provided.
And our bank statements are up to date now. They're all in.
Reconcile?
No,
yeah. We're still working on the reconciliations, and those take a little bit more time. And
I understand it, but how do you give them numbers if we don't have them?
A big problem with deadlines already looming for the 2025 budget.
How can we start 2025 when 2024 is not done yet?
The council voting to freeze any unnecessary spending. But a deep dive into council meeting and study session agendas, minutes, and videos found the problem dates back years. In late 2022, the council did take a vote on the 2023 budget. But a year later, then Treasurer Larry Briones found it difficult to try to put together a budget for 2024, citing high turnover in 2022 and 2023, a lack of bank reconciliations and receipting dating back to the previous administration, inadequate record keeping, funds being put in the wrong accounts, and
based on the fact that the 2023 budget was never finalized and approved.
Meaning the city's last approved budget was for 2022, a budget adopted in late 2021 before the mayor took office.
And I really just would like to talk to you about all of these things that are going on.
Now, the mayor's solution to temporarily hire back Jamison Horner, who worked as the city's treasurer from 2019 to 2021, before leaving to become finance director for the city of Sunnyside, a position Horner was just fired from after an investigation by the new Sunnyside city manager discovered a $4 million budget deficit. The council went into executive session, then came out voting yes on a contract, paying Horner $75 an hour for any work done and $150 per hour for public meetings.
That's $12,000 a month to fix this budget that wasn't done.
I understand you dug yourself a deep hole, Rachel, and you're looking for a way to get out of it. And I think this is why you're doing what you're doing.
The council's still pushing back on inaccurate and missing meeting minutes.
You guys are not putting the information that the staff say, the residents say.
Like the proposed meeting minutes on June 25th, which has visitors' names listed, but not what they said.
This town is the laughing stock of the state of Washington.
You should have stepped down, Rachel. You've done a lot of things wrong.
The council refusing to approve those minutes.
Until we can get these minutes written properly, without omitting people's comments just because they don't want to be read out there on the website.
Tuesday's meeting ultimately coming to a head over the mayor's treatment of the new city attorney. The mayor says she's still consulting with the old city attorney who was fired by council earlier this year about current city business.
Because there's a lot of stuff that you guys have done that's not right.
Well, you're reaching out to the wrong attorney.
Sotelo calling out the mayor's refusal to address new city attorney Ben Riley by name.
Is that with courtesy and respect? No.
Well, you know what, Sophie? You don't give me the courtesy or respect. You don't give anybody that. All you want to do is just talk.
I don't yell at you. I don't yell at you.
Well, so we're moving on. Okay.
No.
So it's your meeting, council.
The woman speaking from the crowd, Executive Director of Empowering Latina Leadership in Action, Maria Fernandez, who regularly attends meetings and has helped train council members on their rights and responsibilities during meetings.
It's your meeting, council.
I know, but
you need to just keep. You don't tell me you, Maria.
You don't be talking like that.
You did. You did it right now. Yes, you did. You went. That's what you said. Yes, you did.
That's recorded.
Wow. Yeah.
Just hours later, I was standing with a group of people, including Fernandez and council member Sofia Sotelo, in the parking lot between council chambers and the grocery store, when the mayor walked by with two others, went into the store, came out, and headed back towards City Hall. Minutes later, a Mabton police officer pulls up.
You can't harm the person. You can't have any contact with the person. No stalking behavior.
Oh my
and
gosh.
You have to...
She came this way and I'm stalking her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The mayor filing a restraining order against Fernandez just hours before the meeting.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
What did she put in there as the initial petition as part of, because usually they have the allegations that they write out.
I don't have that copy at all. This is just because we can't give that to them. You can do like a records request from the courthouse to get that.
I obtained a copy of the petition for an anti-harassment protection order filed by Ruelas against Fernandez. In the petition, when Ruelas was asked what serious or irreparable injury could occur if the order wasn't issued immediately, without prior notice to Fernandez, Ruelas wrote, quote, "This lady shows up at meetings where I am at and always seems to harass me. I was at a meeting last Thursday talking to some organization and she came up and got in my face and was talking loud, trying to gain attention again on Monday, September 23rd, showed up at a court hearing, and as I was leaving the courtroom, she got in front of the door to ask me a question and she stepped on my foot as well. She is always threatening me and harassing me and bullying me wherever I am at. There is video and YouTube to show how she behaves and has attacked me." A court hearing on that protection order is set for October 8th. Reporting from the Yakima Newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
You can learn much more about this story and see Emily's past reports at applevalleynewsnow.com. Mid-Columbia Libraries received a $500 donation at the Keewaydin branch courtesy of the Kennewick chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. The group donated money as part of its America 250 program. The DAR's mission is historic preservation, education, and patriotism. The Mid-Columbia Libraries will use this money to purchase books aimed at 3rd through 6th graders, reflecting America's independence.
We don't appreciate in our country the wonderfulness of our local library and all the stuff that's here.
The library already picked out 31 titles to educate those who fought to free our country. How the vice presidential candidates are getting ready for tonight's debate on CBS. And Josh has your forecast. Is the cool fall weather here to stay? We'll be right back.
Stacy Lee, KEPKView First Alert Weather. Watch weeknights.
It's Carl's Jr.'s new Ghost Burger. There's the soul-scorching sauce, ghost pepper cheese, bacon. It's a spicy charbroiled phenomenon. Watch me make this one vanish. The new Ghost, only at Carl's Jr. Big Burger! Good burger.
Every holiday season, you have in-laws in the spare, the twins in the office, and Uncle Teddy on the sofa. Sounds like it's time for a serious sleep upgrade during the pre-holiday sale at Denver Mattress. Shop today and save because everything is on sale. Like the Queen Size Summit, now only $332.49. Save $200 on all Doctor's Choice hybrid mattresses and get a $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic. Or get 48 months no interest and free shipping. The pre-holiday sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
Welcome to the Walla Walla Airport, where you'll experience enhanced convenience. Your gateway to adventure has expanded its security checkpoint and upgraded the departure area for your comfort. With free parking and daily Alaska Airline flights to Seattle, your travel plans are easier than ever. Whether you're off to relax or to explore, start your journey smoothly with our improved facilities. Create unforgettable memories today. Book now at alaskaair.com. Your next adventure is just a flight away at Walla Walla Regional Airport, where parking is always free.
Harris Walz, Trump Vance. Now tonight, with just weeks to go until Election Day, the vice presidential candidates face each other and face off. Tim Walz, J.D. Vance, the vice presidential debate. The night starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, live with the ABC News event special, The Race for the White House, with David Muir and the ABC News Powerhouse political team. Tonight, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC.
Hit by a big truck? It could be from bad air hoses in the brake system. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, and at my law firm, we have a special team that knows how trucks work and what goes wrong. We know how to prove it was a truck's fault. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the experience and knowledge it takes to get you paid everything you deserve. Hit by a big truck? Our team knows truck wrecks and how to win for you. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222. It's Carl's Jr.'s new Ghost Burger. There's the soul-scorching sauce, ghost pepper cheese, bacon. It's a spicy charbroiled phenomenon. Watch me make this one vanish. The new Ghost, only at Carl's Jr. Big burger!
Good burger. There's something new on Apple Valley News Now's Meet TV, the Seattle Kraken. Watch select Kraken games whole season on Meet TV.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored locally by Yakima Federal, Prosser Memorial Health, and Legends Casino Hotel.
It's necessary to share your sadness.
People keep asking me, are you 100% ready? But I'm not really.
Don't pressure yourself. When you are ready, let your heart decide.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a warmer day compared to yesterday. We'll be a few degrees above average, which means that will be in the 70s and 80s, 60s, 70s, and 80s in Kittitas County. It will be a little bit breezy today. Winds gusting out of the west and northwest upwards of 30 miles per hour, with those fastest wind gusts being in the mountain gap of the Kittitas Valley. And then in the Yakima Valley, we'll have winds gusting upwards of, or sustained winds between 5 to 15 miles per hour. Gusts not as strong, and today's highs will end up being in the mid to upper 70s. Lots of sunshine. We'll be right around 80 in the lower Columbia Basin. Also a little bit breezy for today, but these winds gusting out of the west and southwest upwards of 20 miles per hour. And then in the foothills of the Blues, we'll also see a mixture of 70s and 80s, cooler up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains with 60s, 70s, and 80s. Winds here sustained out of the south and west upwards of 5 to 15 miles per hour. Okay, now to talk about the water year. Remember, yesterday was the last day of the 2023-2024 water year. Today is day number 1 of the 2024-2025 water year. And so in terms of the rainfall deficits or surpluses thus far, well, we don't have any deficit or surplus. We have wiped the slate clean. So we're at 0%, which means we're at average right now. So we'll continue to track these numbers all throughout the rest of fall and winter. We want to cheer for the surpluses. We want to cheer for the green on this graphic. So I'll show you if we have any reason to lead us to believe that we're going to get some sort of surplus over the next 7 days, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Turning to the presidential race, tonight is the one and only vice presidential debate, and with predictions that this could be the closest election since 1876, the stakes are high. ABC's Perry Russum has a preview.
Vice presidential debates over the years have been memorable, like in 1988.
I knew Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy was a friend of mine. Senator, you're no Jack Kennedy.
In 1992.
Who am I? Why am I here?
And more recently in 2020, when a persistent fly would not leave Mike Pence alone. Tonight on this stage in New York, it will be two men with very different styles. Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, the Yale-trained lawyer, against Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, the former high school teacher and football coach. Walz taking a break from debate prep yesterday, speaking about Hurricane Helene.
Looking forward to tomorrow, but my thoughts are certainly in the southeast.
In a fundraising email, Walz says he's training to block J.D. Vance's twisted and dangerous agenda tonight. The campaign is downplaying expectations. With reports Walz is nervous and previously warned Vice President Kamala Harris that he's a bad debater. Vance staying out of the public eye yesterday. Both candidates have work to do. A majority of voters believe neither Walz nor Vance are qualified to serve as president if needed. And a source with the Walz campaign says they're not convinced anything tonight will move the needle when it comes to November's election. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
The vice presidential debate coverage kicks off at 5 tonight. Apple Valley News Now special edition at 4:30 will air, and we'll pick up at the local news again tonight around 8 o'clock after the debate. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, we take a look at some of your trending headlines in the morning sprint. We've got everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning. Stick around.
Life's busy. Off is not an option. You need to be on time, on the go, on the call, or just ready to play on. Life's waiting. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
Thank you for making Apple Valley News Now's Good Morning Northwest and ABC's Good Morning America the most watched morning news on local TV.
Now that's good.
What's new, what's now, and what's next, plus first alert weather every 10 minutes. Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Welcome aboard the Odyssey.
Millions took to the high seas for the exciting, scintillating premiere of Dr. Odyssey.
There! Come on.
And Thursday,
Singles wing, strap in.
will make your heart race.
I've got no pulse.
Defib, now, stay with me.
Dr. Odyssey, new Thursday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Kraken hockey heats up as training camp winds down. Expanded coverage of the preseason finale live from Climate Pledge Arena. Kraken, Oilers, pregame at 6:30 Wednesday on MeTV.
My mom, soccer is my life. I've been playing for as long as I can remember. Scoring goals, hanging with my friends, my travels, it's really fun. Before hitting the field, there's this tradition I have, grabbing snacks. Pre-game feel, you know? Whether it's gearing up for an away game or it's a quick stop, my Hapo debit card is always with me. Just like my teammates trust me on the field, my mom trusts me to make smart choices off the field. Where do you, credit union?
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
Batteries Plus has the national scale for all your power needs and a dedicated expert for the local support you want. Power on with Batteries Plus Business.
Watch live with Kelly and Mark weekdays at 9.
From Apple Valley News Now, first alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now you're taking a live look at Pasco. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils. The traffic moving along just fine this morning on the freeway. Temperatures this morning are in the 30s and 40s, so all of us need to bundle up as you're walking out the front door. But a little bit later today, it will be a warm day. It will be a few degrees above average for this time of the year. Temperatures ending up in the 70s and 80s. Lots of sunshine. Will be a little bit breezy for today with winds gusting between 20 to 30 miles per hour for the lower Columbia Basin, for the Kittitas Valley, and for the Cascades. Now for this evening, it's going to get a little interesting because we will have these shower chances, much better shower chances up in the Cascades, and then non-zero chances, but probably less than 10% for the Kittitas Valley and for the Yakima Valley. So I'm thinking most of us to the east of the Cascades do stay dry. Still mostly clear skies for most spots. And overnight lows will be milder compared to this morning. We'll be in the 40s and 50s. Also, the wind gusts will spread out a little bit more. Now, this time, in addition to the Cascades, Kittitas Valley, and Lower Columbia Basin, also the Blue Foothills could see some winds gusting between 20 to 30 miles per hour. On the other side of that will be cooler for Wednesday and Thursday, much more seasonal stuff for Friday through Sunday, and then we'll warm up again by the time we get to Monday, being about 5 degrees above average for this time of the year. Our next chance of tangible active weather is going to be on Friday. We have these chances across the viewing area, although it's looking like the best chance for wet weather is going to be up in the Cascades, and the Cascades will likely hog up all the moisture that system has to offer. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Near 80 for today, closer to 70 for Wednesday and Thursday, maybe returning to 80 again by Monday, and those small shower chances for Friday. For Yakima, near 80 for today, struggling to make it out of the 60s for Wednesday and Thursday, close to freezing on Wednesday night into Thursday morning, so you'll have to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing. For Ellensburg, a bit breezy today and tomorrow, about 15 degrees cooler by tomorrow, a shower chance for Friday, then warming back up into the weekend. For Hermiston, close to 80 today, about 10 degrees cooler for Wednesday and Thursday, but back near 80 next week, and watching a small chance for wet weather on Friday. And then for Walla Walla, close to sunny and 75 for today, mid-60s for Wednesday and Thursday, a small shower chance for Friday, but dry and warmer for the weekend.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time right now is 5:51. It's time to get to your morning sprint this 5 a.m. hour. First up, here's the top 5 local things that you need to know this morning. It's National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, a reminder to get screened for breast cancer. According to the National Breast Cancer Foundation, this year more than 360,000 people will be diagnosed with the disease. Advancements in early detection methods and support continue to increase the chances of survival. When caught in its earliest stages, the 5-year relative survival rate is 99%. All new at the Tri-Cities Airport starting today, a daily flight to LAX. It happens in the morning. Also 500 new parking spots to accommodate extra flights. The airport director tells us there are also new food options for travelers at the airport, as well as another TSA checkpoint line. A church in Pasco catches on fire early yesterday morning. It happened around 1 p.m. on Court and 13th. A portion of Court Street was blocked off during the lunchtime rush hour. The fire was towards the back of the building. No one was hurt. The cause of the fire remains under investigation at this time. We're following up on the unknown upper respiratory virus that temporarily closed the Tri-Cities Animal Shelter late last week. Shelter officials say the dog areas have seen big improvement with treatment. They have also carefully separated the dogs who are still showing mild symptoms from those who have fully recovered. And over the weekend, they were able to reopen to the public for dog viewing. The search continues for 88-year-old Charlie Martin, who was last seen on September 24th in Kittitas County. Search teams are using drones, dogs, and off-road vehicles. The man's family is also on the scene. Police are now asking any hunters who might have motion-sensitive game cameras in this area to check their photo feed or camera for any sign of this man. While his vehicle was found near Ellensburg, he hasn't been seen since the end of September. In your national headlines this morning, thousands of port workers from Boston to Houston are on strike as of just after midnight. This could be the most disruptive strike the U.S. has experienced in more than 4 decades. Members of the International Longshoremen Association walked off the job 1 minute after midnight Tuesday. The Anderson Economic Group estimates a 1-week strike could cost the U.S. economy more than $2 billion. And depending on the length of the strike, consumers are likely going to see higher prices from retailers nationwide. In your business headlines this morning, Verizon says its cell phone service is fully back online. The outage reportedly impacted a large swath of the Midwest, along with several major cities, including Atlanta, Chicago, Denver, Los Angeles, New York, and Phoenix. Many users said their phones were intermittently displaying SOS mode, leaving them only able to make emergency calls via satellite. Verizon says anyone still having issues should try restarting their device. The new iPhone 16 isn't selling as well as expected. Apple sold an estimated 37 million units in the first weekend of pre-sales. That's down more than 12% when compared to sales of new iPhones during the same time period last year. Experts say customers may be waiting to buy a new phone because the highly touted Apple Intelligence features won't be available until next month. In your health headlines this morning, people tend to become less narcissistic as they age, according to a study published by the American Psychological Association. The study involved more than 37,000 people, and some of those people were followed for decades. Researchers found that all three types of narcissism declined from childhood through old age, but people who are more narcissistic than average as children remained more narcissistic than average as adults. Hundreds of thousands of Medicare patients across the U.S. will be seeing lower prices on dozens of prescription drugs. The Biden administration announced Medicare Part B enrollees will pay less for 54 prescription drugs. The cuts are possible through a provision in the Inflation Reduction Act. Patients will start seeing the price drops this week. In your sports headlines this morning, we told you earlier about Pete Rose, but another hard loss for the sports world. Basketball Hall of Famer Dikembe Mutombo has passed away from brain cancer. Mutombo was an 8-time All-Star and 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. He was known as one of the best shot blockers in the game, famously wagging his finger while saying no, no, no after denying his opponents at the rim. Off the court, Mutombo was a star humanitarian, establishing a foundation to improve living conditions for the people in his native Democratic Republic of the Congo. Today is former President Jimmy Carter's birthday, and in honor of the longest living former president, an organization close to his heart is celebrating.
Yeah, thousands of people across the nation are using Carter's birthday as a day of giving back by volunteering with Habitat for Humanity. After his lone term in the Oval Office ended in 1981, Carter and his wife Rosalind, who passed away last November, began a new chapter of serving the country.
And in other words, they got to work on volunteering. A few years later, they set up the Carter Work Project with Habitat for Humanity. They also established the Carter Center. Carter remains in hospice care at this time. He's been there for nearly 2 years.
October is here and the days are cooling off, but it's time for you to warm up with some baking.
So a plate of fresh baked cookies, because today, Tuesday, is National Homemade Cookies Day. It's observed every year on October 1st. You can mark the day by baking. Your cookie of choice could be chocolate chip, sugar cookie, peanut butter, or oatmeal raisin. It doesn't matter which, just bake away and enjoy. Do you have a cookie preference at all?
Not oatmeal raisin. Those, you are excluded from celebrating Cookie Day.
Do you bake?
Not much.
I
just love, I love like the Pillsbury dough.
Oh yeah.
The Pillsbury cookies.
Yes.
That you buy.
Yeah.
You know, like pop some of the raw cookie dough in my mouth, even though you're not supposed to do that. But
I'm thinking snickerdoodles for today.
Yes.
Love those. All right, up next on Good Morning Northwest at 6 o'clock, the search for a missing man in Kittitas County continues. What officials hope that you can help with. And Josh, what do you have for us in the next hour?
We're still tracking continuing